Hello there. This has been a very difficult weekend for football all across the world. Actually, it's only a question of Manchester City versus Manchester United. So many people wanted to recognize the quality of both these teams that there was a lot of tension by the fans, by the officials, by so many people. Of course, we were all aware that Manchester United had gone astray temporarily, and a lot of crisscrossing with the staff and the players really brought some disgusting moments for them on the field. It has changed, as far as I'm concerned, beautifully, because they have won now 4 matches in a row. That's not guesswork. The quality of those players were always there. There was always a Rashford. There was always a Fernandez. All these guys were always there, but they were probably in an upset mood simply because of communication with the coaching staff. That seemed to have changed, and I'm pretty happy that it has actually changed, simply because the reputation of Manchester United is all over the world. We remember the days of Bobby Charlton and so on. So we wanted to see something that was good. Personally, I'm a fan of Manchester City. Beautiful team. A team that gels very well almost at all times. And it happened during the course of that game. It was a tight match. Both teams were playing extremely well. However, I did recognize the fact that there was some shortcoming in the playing of Kevin De Bruyne. Obviously, they had decided, the opposition, to mark him man for man, let him play less than be on the field as he's accustomed and being the playmaker. And then, of course, we've got other shortcomings as well, which didn't happen in their previous careers. Young Foden, I ranked him as one of the better forwards in the game. He had a good series, he's been playing well. He wasn't started in 1 or 2 of the games, and he came on as a starter on this occasion. He struggled somewhat. For some reason or the other, he mistimed his runs. He didn't get up past his opponents to get the ball across. So therefore, there was that of a shortcoming, together with the fact that the man who was passing, or usually passing the ball, was Kevin De Bruyne. We look in the middle of the field now, because that's where Manchester City's strength is. And all of a sudden, without De Bruyne in his real mood, Bernardo Silva took it over. Didn't do it as well. Whatever happened? And inside of the midfield, it became slightly weakened. I looked at Rodri. Rodri was trying, but he's not the caliber of those 2 midfielders. What do you do then? You look behind. You look to see, well, where's the strength of the back four? I thought by name they were very good. Cancelo came in at left back. I was comfortable with that because he was injured. Axel and Akanji were in the middle of the field. Good, but with reservations. I'll tell you why in a minute. And then, of course, you had Walker, who was at right wing back. You couldn't ask for a better four, particularly with Ruben Diaz injured and Laporte injured. So here it is. The midfield got a little bit weakened, and the inexperience of some of the guys behind. It is not that they made a lot of mistakes, because they carried the game well into the first half. They created a couple of goals, didn't get them, but they went on and on until they got it. But where did it go wrong? It went wrong in 2 situations, because Manchester United decided they're going to get this ball past the midfield and going to the final 4 players at the back. They did it well on the sides of the park. They had the speed of Rashford running through, and Fernandez coming back for that knock-on ball that he can hit from outside the box. So they were well arranged for it as well. So where the others were finding difficulty for communication, and I'm now talking to Axe and Cancelo, and on the other side, Walker and Akanji, there was a little bit of confusion. There was a little bit of uncertainty here, there, and everywhere. in the fact that it drew attention for a lot of balls coming up the side of the park. It was obvious that Manchester United decided we're going to go up the sides and get it across the park and get it into the goal. Okay, they did. They did it well. But in the first one, that was a through ball. It was clearly, to my mind, and I'm looking it over, the video and video over again and again, it was an offside. It was not a legitimate goal. I said, okay, fine. It was a mistake. They went on, they continued playing, and just a few minutes after that, we saw a little bit of rush onto the Manchester United field, and it looked attractive. It was going fine. They were getting the ball in there, getting it into the covered area where the responsibility fell upon Akanji and the other player. And because of this, they were actually confusing themselves in terms of communication. That's the difference with central defenders. They've got to understand very clearly and quickly who goes forward, who stays there, who's supporting, who's defending. And there were a couple of mistakes there. And another ball came across the park and into a rushing Rashford. To the fans, it may have appeared that it was offside. Personally, I didn't think so, simply because the man was on the left-hand side and coming across, he was in control, he was ahead of the defenders. He played the ball behind the backs of the defenders and behind the backs of everybody except a Russian Rashford. It could not have been an offside. The ball was ahead of everybody, and Rashford came in rather late and knocked it in. So I thought that was legitimate. So it sort of distorted the event, and a lot of people looked at it and says, well, why did it have to be like this? It has to be like that because two teams played well. I am happy for Manchester United, if only because of the fact that it would look as though they're going to be rushing up to the big four. They're in there now, and they'll continue to do it. That's good. That's excellent. Manchester City would wake up. I know that. They've got people. They've got Gomez on one side. They've got Lewis on the other side. I don't know why. I've seen a good goal from Grealish, and as a matter of fact, a beautiful header. And he's come to his own now. So it is strengthening the front for Manchester City. And all of a sudden, both these teams are doing well. Manchester United got 3 points. That's okay. It's a long stint. Hasn't moved the position of Man City. And I'm sure that a few practice sessions from now till their next match, they'll get there and do it as best as is humanly possible. So let's go, teams. Give us entertainment. Give us good play. Referees, please give us fairness. Not mistakes, fairness, because a referee could see certain things, and you've got two people thinking in terms of referees and of linesmen in particular. You need to pay attention to it. But congratulations to Manchester United. I am not disappointed, Manchester City. Your ability to adjust will come back. Ruben Diaz will come back. You're going to have these players, and I'm sure you're not going to get another performance from De Bruyne like that one. And I'm sure Foden falls in the same position. One result, let's all laugh at it and go forward. No change to Manchester City. They're still in the second position.